Hello. So the time has come when I have to leave and go to my country, India, from Israel. These 3 weeks have been excellent, and I would like to take this opportunity to give an honest review on my travel to Israel, both professionally and personally. I hope this video will come to use by many people. So, Israel, as we know in the news, is known for two things: technology and conflicts. And the two things are very deeply felt when you come to this country. Let's talk about conflict. I had the opportunity to travel to West Bank, Palestine, and to the Lebanese border, Syrian border, Jordan border, and Egyptian border. So I almost covered the entire country in my stay of 3 weeks. I took a car, drove on my own, and discovered the entire country. This is my honest review on what I feel about the conflict of the country. Fortunately, I happen to have a very dearest friend who is an Arab, and I get his view on the Palestinian conflict very, very honest. This is what I think. None of the party in both the countries are at fault. Neither the Israelis or the Jews, or the Palestinians and the Arabs or the Muslims. This country was given to the Jews by the British, and if anybody has to blame for that, it's the British, because they were certainly aware about the situation that is going to happen if you divide a land between two cultural differences. So I don't blame the Jews. And the history says the Jews were very much troubled around the world throughout the history, around from 750 BC, if I recall and read the history. They have been tortured. They have never been given a nation. Like we can say, India belongs to a Hindu state. There is an Arab set of countries. There is a Christian set of countries, but there was never a Jew state of country. Judaism is a very peaceful religion, and they have never ever history of doing colonization or exploitation or war in the name of religion. And maybe that's why they suffered and they never got a nation of their own. And I'll say the Israeli people, the Jews, are very much proud of their country. And why should they not be? Because after 2000 years, they have got a country of their own, and they can live and speak their language and their religion freely. Israel is a country which ethnically is the most diverse in the world, but religiously most homogeneous in the world. Everybody here is a Jew. Removing, if I'm not talking about the Arab villages, I'll talk about that. But the main city and the main places of dwellings, which are fertile land and well-developed places, belongs to the Jews. And they have done an excellent job from 1948 till today to make this as a country where you do not feel any difference living in United States or is in Israel. The country almost feels like living in the United States with the same level of facilities and all kinds of stuffs that you can see in the United States. And the best thing is, in my hotel itself here, I have a group of staff and I'm friend with everybody. And I have a friend who is from the United States, having a dual citizenship of US and Israel. I have a friend who is from Russia. I have a friend who is from Iran. I have a friend who is from Morocco. I have a friend who is from Eastern Europe, and I have a friend from Western Europe. And I also know people who are Indian but Jews living in this country peacefully. So this is the most ethnically diverse country. You can find a height difference from 7 feet to 4 feet. People having skin color differences from white to black. So this is the most ethnically diverse country because the one thing that ties up them all is being Jew. And fortunately or unfortunately, they have their ancestral homes in different parts of the world because they were never given a state. Now, coming to the Arab and Palestine and the Muslim front, I have a lot of empathy for them and a lot of sympathy because it's never going to be easy when you're driven out of your home. But I have been to Palestine. I have been to some cities inside West Bank like Kalkilia, Nablus, Ramallah. So these cities, I'll honestly say you, are much, much better than a lot of Indian cities in terms of traffic situation, in terms of development, in terms of infrastructure, and in terms of overall people behavior. Palestine is not a terrorist state. It's a state of Arabs, Muslims, highly passionate for their land and religion, but are moderate with families, with kids, and want to have a normal life. And that they are having the entire electricity, water, and all the resources required for living a normal life is supplied by Israel. But there are differences. The amount of money invested in the development of a Jewish settlement is not as equal to an Arab settlement. You can clearly find the differences when you cross the border and enter into an Arab village. The roads are not that good, much better than Indian roads. I say that, but not as good as Israel roads. But still, the people are living happily there. Business is flourishing. I can see a lot of multinational brands inside Palestine. So the image that we have around the world about West Bank, like a terrorist organization, like a terrorist place, it's not like that. Not at all like that. They're a very good place to live in, and even if given an opportunity, I would like to live in West Bank and leave my all assets in India. Yeah, that's true. That they are as good. The people have style, they have their culture, they have their food. It's awesome. Not to mention knafe. I was addicted to that. And as you can see, I've gained weight. But that's fine. You don't get to go to West Bank every time. But they're very good people. Whenever you ask them, they're not good at English, I may say that. They don't know English, but they help you as much as they can. There was a family who took a D route just to help me to find a shop. And that was the Arab family in West Bank. To give an idea to you about the landscape, Israel is a very small country, including West Bank. People from friends from India, they can know that. So, but there is some geographical diversity here. You can find Greenlands, not as good as the Indian Greenlands, definitely not. nowhere near that. But still, they enjoy that. That includes the Mount Carmel region and the Golan Heights, Sea of Galilee. This is an important place because this was annexed by Israel in the 1967 wars, the Six-Day War with all the Arab nations. And Golan Heights was supposed to belong to Syria. The best thing is, if you go to the Golan Heights, you can look into Syria, and if you're lucky enough, you can see a missile firing towards you. Not a good thing, but yeah, that's an experience. You can find the Rosh Hanarika, that is the region which is belonging to the Lebanese border, and that place belongs to the Mediterranean essence of the country. Butter color rocks alongside with bluish Mediterranean Sea is a sight that is very, very rare in any country, mostly in India. You don't find vegetation, but the contrast between the land color and the sea color is really awesome. Really, really. I mean it. If you go to the place of the capital, Tel Aviv, it's a big city, but if I count in terms of an Indian city, it is very, very small, maybe 1/10 of an Indian city. It is old. It's from the 1910s. So it has a history of around 110 years, which is fairly young. So that reflects in the city. Narrow roads, lot of diversions, one ways, but still the city has managed to keep it clean. And it is a house of lot of immigrants who are not Jewish, but still immigrated to Israel and working here. So you can find a variety of food here that belongs to African, South African, Middle East, Europe, Americas, China's. There are a lot of food here. Yeah, but if I compare that with London or San Francisco or any other big cities, I think they fall behind. But they love their city and they're very proud of it. So do not dare to say that Tel Aviv is not that good a city. Always tell, Tel Aviv is very good. Then there is the Gaza Strip. I wanted to go there, but definitely being on official visit, I can never go there. I heard people around there in 1 kilometer radius range will be shot. I don't believe it. That may be exaggerated view, but I did not go there. Then there is Eilat, which is bordering Red Sea, and it is a sea of corals. So a completely new geography, sea and a desert, a combination of sea and desert, which is very, very rare to find in the Indian subcontinent. You can do sea diving there, you can do surfing, a lot of things. And Jordan border is like walkable distance. Then there is Dead Sea, the lowest point on the earth, in land, not in sea. So that is a moonland. In the night it looks like moon. You are in moon. You can clearly understand you are traveling the roads of a prehistoric place which have been inhabited for thousands of years, especially Jericho, which is the place where it's said that Jesus Christ was baptized. And you have a landscape there like nowhere. On your left side, while you're returning back from Dead Sea, you have old full mountains of rocks, not sand, neither greenery, no vegetation, dry. And on the right side, you have this this light blue colored Dead Sea, which has no waves, completely crystal clear, and it is as salty that it tastes bitter, not salty. It tastes bitter because it is 9 times more saltier than the normal sea. Yeah, you can definitely float on that. You have already read about that. But I would like to give you a view, an experience which you get while you are sitting on a rock on the mountains on the east west, which is rocky, old fold, dry, and looking at the Dead Sea on the east. And if on a clear sky, you can even look across the Dead Sea and see Jordan border. That was a hell of an experience. Yeah. Now coming at the infrastructure of Israel itself. Israel is composed of many small cities. I'll say it's small because I'm from India, but very well maintained. I won't say as good as the New World cities, but they're good. Driving here is comparatively very easy. People follow a very yielding and disciplined road sense, and you mostly won't find any trouble driving here. It's pretty easy and convincing. If you can drive at 80 or 100 inside a city, so you may guess what is the kind of travel there. Now let's come to the professional experience. This has been one of the best part of me. The professional experience is awesome. The people in Israel, fortunately, have all immigrated here. So we have to keep in mind that thing. They are not here from hundreds of years. They have immigrated all here. And those who have immigrated, and Jews were normally educated and civilized and successful wherever they were. It's the kind of this way of life that they have. And they have immigrated to the city. So the city is full of people who are already successful and rich. So this should give you an understanding that the general population in Israel is highly educated and have a good income. So you will not find any homeless person in Israel. Not a single. Because everybody has enough money to live on their own in a house and afford a two-wheeler. The government has a minimum of 4,500 shekels multiplied by 20 if you're an Indian to live for 6 months without a job. But then obviously you have to prove that you have tried all the means, but you're still not getting a job. But still, this is the country with the highest master's degree. So most of the persons have 2 master's degree. That is an impressive thing. My staff in my hotel are all doing their masters, and to gain points for a reduction in their education fee, they are doing work in the hospitable industry. Hospitable industry, that is the hotel industry. So here work is also associated with education. You get points for that. You get subsidy from the government. So when you talk to a waiter or a salesman in Israel, you expect him to be at least a bachelor degree, well educated in his front. So that is a wonder. So if I can find rarely a person in India to talk and make sense, I can find every person in Israel to whom I can talk and make sense. I'm not blaming India for this. We have our own reasons, but this is the experience that you get in Israel, which is really, really, really good. If you may call they're fortunate, but they have been under trouble for more than 2000 years, so I think they deserve it. So education is highly important in here. About the work culture in my office and to the people I have talked in different industries, work culture is very nice. There is no feeling of hierarchy in Israel. I'll repeat it. There is no feeling of hierarchy in Israel. You can be a developer or you can be just a subordinate, and you can talk as freely to a very senior person in your organization without any feeling of hierarchy. They do not encourage hierarchy. This is in their army system, which is mandatory for every person in Israel. For the women, it's 2 years. For the men, it is 3 years. And it starts from the age 18. So, the sense of no hierarchy is deeply engraved in their society, which is followed by the army system as well. And that was the primary reason they won the 6th battle against the 5 Arab nations. They're technically good. You will enjoy the discussions with them. Maybe I'm too good, so sometimes I don't find it so much entertaining. But yeah, an average Indian will be surprised by the level of knowledge and discussion they can have in an organization. I really appreciate that. If you are planning to have a career in a place where knowledge and talent is being given value to, Israel is the place. Their universities rank under 50 in the whole world, whereas our Indian Institute of Technologies and Management and Science rank more than 150 in the world rankings. So you can understand. But still, I was very good. Anyways, so the work culture is awesome. Very good, very good for research and development, for scientific development is really good. There is no politics in the offices. People are very helpful, very loving, very caring. Okay, so there is a lot of positivities about Israel now. Some negativities, which are not much, but still. The army culture has kind of converted the people into strict, rule bearing persons, which is reflected in gyms, in public places. They do have fun. It's not like they do not have fun, but they are very disciplined. So sometimes it is just too much. We don't need discipline all the time. You need to live a life, and comes the people from the Arab villages who enjoy their life, like most of the Indians. Loud music, loud talking, and stuff like that. So the strictness in the culture, the seriousness in the face of a normal Israeli person is what I found a little negative here. And I think that is because of their mandatory army culture. I don't know. My immediate manager is a very fun-loving guy, but I don't know it goes for all of them. I don't think so. They are serious kind of people. They love their religion a lot. They love their nation a lot. And there is a fine line that they have yet not crossed between patriotism and fanatism. So I hope they don't cross that. Talking about the Arabs, they are lively people. They love to break the law, like us Indians. They love to enjoy their life, loud music. But Arab girls, who are the second best thing in Israel after Knafe, are strictly hidden under hijabs. And you don't dare look them the second time. Just look them for the first time. So yeah, beauty wise, Arabs beat Israel in every front. They are just beautiful. So yeah. So but they are living in harmony with Israel. Yeah, but they have their complaints, being not a very cooperative from the government, but still they're in a much better state than I will say in most of the Indians and the Indian subcontinent people. So I would suggest to them that they're lucky. They're living in a very highly developed country, and they should not be very ashamed or hurt by this sentiment, because ultimately religion and these things are virtual. What matters is as a human, and how much opportunity as a human you get to prosper and develop. And if that is good, that is good for your kid, I think everything else can wait. So thank you for my honest review on Israel. I hope you love it. The next time I travel any other country, I'll try to upload my videos as well. Honest reviews. Okay, thank you.